Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Airgun Depots Under Pressure. I'm Cameron, once again here with John. We recently put out our definitive guide to the FX Impact.
Yeah, if you guys have never seen our definitive guide, it's basically what we do. We spend hours upon hours with a gun, just a full guide that really shows you everything you need to know in case you're interested in picking up one of these, or in case you have one and you want to learn more about it.
Yeah, we definitely put a lot of work into these guides. They are the original definitive guides to these products as well, and I would say they are a step above ultimate in my book. They
Absolutely.
are very definitive. So we really wanted to put this video out in support of that guide to give you a little bit of insight into some of our favorite accessories for the Impact.
I got to stop you first though, because there's two questions I get all the time about the Impact, and as many times as we say it, I want to use this forum as an opportunity to help clear some things up.
John's got to get it off his chest.
Yeah, number one is the confusion with the barrels. If you buy a 177 or 22 caliber Impact, you get the telescoping system.
Yep, telescoping suppressor.
Yep. The 25 and 30, this system just doesn't really work for it. Mm-hmm. This is a fixed moderator where you have your little individual sections that you can add on or take away from. Hey, I caught it.
Nice.
That's how it is though. 25 and 30, you'll always be getting this. You won't be getting the telescoping shroud. 177, 22, it's like this. Which leads me to my second point. Everybody wants an Impact, and I get it. The only way to get one is to place your pre-order, because trust me, if we get a shipment of 30, they're all called for by the previous month or two's pre-order. So that's just the way it is, guys. From what we understand, the demand isn't going away anytime soon. And it'll probably be the same way with the FX Crown. Speaking of, we just listed our listings for that, starting to take pre-orders for the Crown. Still no for sure date when they're going to start shipping, but it's getting closer.
Anyway,
let's talk about the fun stuff though.
Back to what we started with. So what I think is really cool before we start talking about some of all these accessories is most of these accessories are made right here in Utah, where we are based, which is something that I think is really cool. We've worked with some local manufacturers, a local company, and also a local shooter who had an idea and kind of figured it out and pushed it to fruition for some really cool items for these FX Impacts.
Where do you want to start first, Cameron?
Well, I think we should probably start with this bipod, which we've kind of teased a little bit before. We put this in a couple videos. This is the Evolution bipod. And these have been around. I first heard about these because I'm into long range shooting, and these have kind of been around the long range shooting world for a little while. They've been out for a couple years, but we were able to get with our manufacturer here, actually located in Pleasant Grove, Utah, to figure out a way to get these here for you guys to use on your air guns. And these are more than just a bipod, and they're definitely pricey, but
Evolution is the right term, because a lot of you guys know like about Atlas and other stuff. Evolution is the perfect name because it takes those existing bipods that are good bipods and takes it to the next step. And the timing was perfect. As Cameron said, they've been around that long range shooting for a while. The manufacturing is kind of hitting its stride. They're starting to keep up with demand, and it's the perfect time, and in my opinion, it's the perfect pairing with a lot of air guns, but particularly the Impacts. So how is this different than an Atlas or other kind of heavy duty bipods?
Well, there's a few things. One of the big things that is different about the Evolution is the modularity. These things are basically a do-all. I mean, you can make these bipods work in just about any situation. So they mount on any Picatinny rail. They use a quick release here on the side, which is really nice for taking these things on and off. So the legs have 4 different locking positions, so you can lock them straight down. You can can them so they have a little bit of preload in them, which is really nice for shooting prone. Or you can lay them flat for, just kind of storage, that kind of stuff. One of the other really neat things about these bipods, of course, is that the legs are spring-loaded, so they can extend out if you need them to. So all you have to do is pull the collars up on the legs, and you can go ahead and swap them out for these much longer legs, which just slip right on the end of the bipod. So with the longer legs installed, you can now go ahead and set this up like if you're going to be hunting, you can sit, that kind of stuff. Bipod legs extend as well, even with the longer ones, so you get even more.
If you needed extra length, you could still you can attach these on,
and they have a quick disconnect built into the legs. So if you want to link the legs together, you can actually make an even longer bipod, which is great again for sitting. Or
this is a great accessory. I love these.
Yeah, you can add these spikes on the end of your bipod legs, and these are great if you're like hunting in the woods, got a dead log, you can spike your bipod right in, or even if you're shooting on grass, you can add that in there. So makes for a real stable package. You can build the legs out as long as you need. You can add these spikes. And there's also one more thing that this bipod does that I think is really cool. So this is one of my favorite attachments. We've pulled the legs off and we've gone ahead and put on the tripod adapter, which is really, really neat. This allows you to take your gun and actually mount it on just about any tripod that uses a quick disconnect. And now you have a very, very solid mount
locked in
for locking your gun in. So really
for
cool.
a long day of hunting.
Yep, you can use the swivel. Guys have been using stuff like this in the military for a long time, and this is just a really cool way to bring it home with your air gun. So that's the Evolution bipod, worth every penny in my opinion. So with having a bipod on your gun, you'll notice on like a lot of long range rifles, guys will actually have a bipod on the front and a monopod on the back. And this little item actually lets you do that with your impact. So basically what this does is it replaces the entire stock butt pad. So the entire rubber piece that's normally held in with just one screw, you pull that screw out, you drop this in. It's made out of aluminum, and then it uses Delrin for the butt pad and the fingerprint choils here. And it allows you to basically turn this little knob here on the back, drop this foot down, tighten that down, and you've got 3 points of contact on your shooting surface. So very, very cool.
I can be out in the field. I don't have to bring a shooting bench, but have that equivalent of really stable.
Basically a built-in bench.
And not only that, you can even fine tune it by screwing here. If you just need a little, you can fine tune.
Yep, you got some threads on there, so you can adjust this up and down just a little bit, or you can, do some gross adjustments here if you need to. So really cool. Makes it easy to get dialed in and do some of those, long-range Matt Dauber style shots. So.
The other thing that Robert created, the guy who developed this, we also have a little mag holder up here that I thought was really smart. It just attaches to the Picatinny rail. You can buy one for both sides. They come in both silver and black. I mean, it's simple. It's an extra mag holder, so you can carry more in the field and don't have to put them in your pocket.
Yep, exactly. I was talking to Robert when he invented this thing, and part of the reason that he liked it is because if you're out in the field and you're like sitting, you can't really get to your pockets. But
smart.
Also, he noticed one day he was out shooting and had like some lint in his pocket, and I guess it kind of jammed up his magazine a little bit. So it helps keep your mags clean, gives you a cool place to store them. I think it just looks cool.
That's one of the big benefits. Robert's a shooter, and you wouldn't have thought of some of these things except the fact that you're shooting. So just being an engineer is not enough. You got to be a shooter, and it certainly comes through in these accessories. So.
Yeah, they're awesome, and we've got them in stock now. We kind of have limited quantities because it's the first run, but if all goes well, we'll definitely get some more of these made.
Last accessory we have on here is actually an FX accessory that I think if you own a gun, especially if you want to do long range shooting, this is brilliant because as you know, with air guns, the farther out you go, you have to compensate for drop. You got your holdovers, and a lot of times you run out of scope.
Yep, you run out of adjustment.
Aptly named, these are the no limit. No limit meaning basically with a simple adjustment of the ring, I can adjust that up and.
Yeah, you pick up, basically what it does is it's the same thing as adding a 20 MOA rail like you would on a long-range hunting rifle. The scope runs out of adjustment, and so when you're shooting at long ranges, you need to be able to dial the scope either up or down more to adjust for those distances, and so this lets you build some more elevation into your scope base so that you don't have to run your scope out as much.
Right. So basically, if you were going past 100 yards, you're trying to do those Ted holdover kind of shots, you're gonna want the no limit rings.
Yeah, and we've tested these. We tested trying to do some 150 yard shooting the other day.
It's a surprise to be unveiled later. There might be something coming.
We'll just say they work. Again, leave your comments in the comment section below. Be sure to subscribe to our channel here at Airgun Depot. Share this video with all of your airgunning buddies, and we will catch you next time on Airgun Depots Under Pressure.